6.1, updated preliminary budget of 2018-19. I understand that there was a conversation with Donna to review the budget that was presented in the past. I know that some of the questions that were discussed last night at the HALCAP meeting were, I'm sorry, at the OCC. My apologies. At the OCC, we were answered, and some questions we're not able to answer, correct?
That is correct.
Because there's still crunching numbers and so on and so forth. But we're not going to do it today, right?
No, it's
Okay,
not.
it's just a discussion item.
It is a discussion item. And the conversation last night was more about, I just want to make it clear that in the last month, the school has had many changes from May 4th to June 6th. There's constant changes. And we had a conversation this morning, it was a lengthy conversation about the budget and what's realistic and what should be considered for this year as well as for the next 2 years moving forward. And so all of this, the numbers have changed significantly only because we are budgeting for 190 students and a 96% ADA. So out of the 190, 86% of the students we expect to have an average daily attendance at 96%. So as we look at the budget, we try not to change too many items on some of the books and supplies. We did talk about changing some of the wording for administrative lease. It was a lease administration, lease equipment, the rentals and equipment. And so what Donna explained to me is that SACS is a coding system provided by the state, and that has a classification. And some of the wording can be changed. So I asked if she could change that instead of administrative to office, so she can change it to administrative to office. When she uploads it to the state, and the state, the way they have it, is going to say administration. We can change it to anything we want. But she said the state is going to classify it as administration. And so she's going to make that change on that. I asked if some of the wording in the meals and entertainment can be changed. She said absolutely, so use meals for now. So we changed some of that as well. So we went over some of the line items that needed to be addressed. We went over the SB 740 expenditures for the rent. There were two line items for the rent. One says rent for the expenses, the expenditures. And one says rent SB 740. And I asked if there was any way she could put like SB, suggested SB 7, rent payment, rent expenditure paid by SB 740. And she said it's not meant to be a narrative, it's meant to be a code. And it's unnecessary to have sentences that say, if it's an expenditure and it's SB 740, Title 1, Title 3, Title 2, LCAP, LCFF, whatever that may be, that's how it needs to be coded. Otherwise, it goes into becoming a narrative, and that's why the LCAP becomes the narrative. So she said there's really no point of doing that, it's unnecessary, and it's not how the budgets are created with all of this detailed wording of rental payment paid by SB 740. If it's under the expenditure line item, then it says SB 740, it's because it comes from that pocket of money. So we talked about that. In the budget, we went over the salary schedule, specifically of the teachers who have signed and returned the contracts. We have a couple of teachers who have not returned their contracts, so, and we're waiting for verification of employment So we kind of estimated where that teacher might be. I'm still waiting for verification of employment. Additionally, a teacher who signed the contract and returned it, we're still waiting for verification of prior experience from overseas. So that's taking a little bit longer than expected. And I explained to her that we can always do an amendment to her contract because we understand it's an overseas request for when she worked out of the country. So that piece we covered. We also covered one of the other concerns or questions about administrative salaries, specifically the executive director. There were 3 line items on that. One item was in the $90,000 range, one item was in the $1,000 range, and the other one in the $20,000 range. All of those 3 add up to the 114 that you see on the right. And I asked, why do you have it broken down into 3? She said, SACS requires you to break it down based on the amount spent for that item. Right, time spent, so it's a percentage. So I said, okay, so tell me what the 1,000 and some dollar range amount was for. She said, it's Title I, is the time I spend, and then it could be Elizabeth, it could be Lucy, it could be me, but specifically for this particular line item, it's the time I spent on Title I. CARS report, and CARS has to do with Title I, which is on the agenda. Identifying students, managing the Title I funding, it is $1,000 and some change. So when we do the calculations, she asked me, okay, out of a 40-hour schedule, and I always laugh. I said, can we do an 80? 40 is just unreasonable, but she says, no, you have to go for 40. Okay, fine. After 11 years, I don't argue with her. So out of those 40, how many hours per week do you think you spend on Title I? And then I say an average of X amount, and then she does that times how many weeks and how many months to calculate that and use that. Then the $20-some thousand amount is for SPED. How much time, same thing, on SPED-related items. And I explained during the meeting that has to do with the civil rights report that has to be done for SPED. And I can go on and on and on and name all of the reports that are.
You got it.
So she said it's a percentage of that. So I addressed as many questions as I could. I don't think we ever had such a lengthy conversation on the phone, just going over line item by line item, addressing some of the questions, making sure that we got this budget a little tidier. And based on the estimated 190 students enrolled at a 96% ADA, she is estimating deficit of close to, in the amount of the $200,000 range. She still needed to calculate the Charter Safe insurance. That was just sent to us today, so I forwarded it to her. She also had to calculate the insurance, so that was also sent to her today. And so she needed some information from us so that she could plug in the numbers and give us a more accurate preliminary report. I asked when that next report would be ready so that we can put it up. She said the board needs to approve this budget by the 19th, no later than that, hopefully. She needs time to upload it and enter it into SACS. If we do it after, it's going to delay the process and there's a risk of submitting it late. In 11 years that she has served Oasis, she has never submitted it late. She doesn't want this to be the first year. She was very close to the deadline for SB 740. It was due at 5 p.m. and she was submitting that application at, like, maybe perhaps, and I'm only exaggerating, at 4:49. And she was panicking. She needed some, the lease from the owner, signed, and I had to chase everybody around to get the signature so we can send it off to the state. So she doesn't want to have to go through that again. She doesn't like to do things rushed, in a hurry. She likes to take her time because that's what she does.
So, I'm sorry for interrupting, but so if the 19th is the approval date, when do you anticipate having the next draft?
That was my question to her, and she said early next week. She will try her best to have it early next week, but cannot promise anything by early next week. So I said, so tell me exactly what's reasonable. And she said what's reasonable is sometime mid to late next week. That's what she said.
So that gives us a day to review.
That gives
I
us,
mean, it's only gonna be amounts that are changing, nothing else. The line items are probably gonna be the same.
the line items are the same, we didn't add any line
It's
items.
just amounts based on the ADA that we're looking at now.
Yes, so Wednesday, possibly Thursday of next week, she'll have it ready. She's gonna crunch in all those numbers that, of the information that I just submitted to her.
And so, okay, so once we get that next draft, will it be posted on Parent Square or?
It will be posted on Parent Square again,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, all right. Any questions about budget? Yes.
Regarding the salary schedule, so I was looking at the minutes, I think it's from the April, I don't want to zoom out and see. When it was recommended the board approve the updated certified salary schedule for 2018 to 2020 with a 3% increase. The notes on there were from Augustine to keep into consideration when we were putting together the next budget that this expense will continue with us and seriously consider what will not be there next year. Juanita's comment was we will prioritize with the needed expenses. This will impact the budget if we are not able to sustain a healthy ADA filing or billing for our classrooms. So I'm just kind of curious then how that works. If we have approved the salary schedule, which I requested a copy of because I would just like to see it the way my brain works. How does that work if we're not getting the ADA filling the classrooms to sustain that schedule? You cut the salaries at that point? I mean, that's, I guess, where my question is.
Not for teachers. We are not the highest, neither are we the lowest, but for teachers, this is how we attract the teachers when we hire them. Going back and saying, I'm sorry, we're gonna give you a pay cut, would probably,
So when every budget, so the first thing you're gonna see on every budget is salaries.
Right.
And so,
So it would be cuts in other areas. So cuts on aids and other programs.
there'll probably be some, well, we're gonna try to save as much staff as possible, because that's the only way we can run a school. But yeah, you can't go back on salary schedules, they're already.
Okay. So then on that, the next one was the salary increases for all other positions. The last part of that comment was the potential consequences if our ADA is not strengthened and enrollment not increased, we would need to make cuts throughout the year. So it's speaking of cuts and that.
Any other comments on the budget? Okay, thank you for the update, and expect to get another draft sometime mid to late week next week.
that is correct.
Okay.
Yes.